Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the...
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are joining from. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Those who have joined us for the first time, I would like to welcome you all and I wish you a very happy new year. I'll be sharing my screen and then we can start with the session. Thank you. Here we go. I hope you all can see my screen. Wonderful. Thank you so much. On behalf of GSDC, I would like to welcome you all to Global Skill Development Council Certified Learning GSDC AI in Action 2026. Predict, protect, and perform across industry. And we are having theme for this series is applying productive, secure, and high performance AI at scale. My name is Preetham. I'll be here as moderator. If you have any concern, you can reach out to me over the chat box, and I'll make sure that I'll be taking care of it. So you all know that we have this incredible panel of AI experts aligned for this entire week, and this entire series, which is scheduled from 5th January to 31st January 2026, with the time slot that is 7:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do join us for all the upcoming sessions as well. I'll be sharing the registration link along with the WhatsApp link shortly in the chat box. So before I could hand over the session to our speaker today, would love to quickly introduce our hosting organization, GSDC. We known as Global Skill Development Council. We are vendor agnostic, vendor neutral. We are globally recognized certification body, and we have 100 plus authorized training partner with us. So I would love to thank you those who have joined us through our training partner channel. In case if you are looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partner. I'll share the contact details in the chat box for any inquiry related to trainings. And also, I'm very proud to inform you all that we are accredited by EBICB and supported by World Press Hub, which is our official media partner who covers all our events and press releases. Also, we do have 100 plus certification portfolio with us, and we have certified more than 250,000 professionals so far, and we are associated with 1,000 plus multinational corporates and 500 Fortune companies. And also we have 500 plus subject matter experts with us. They help us to design our programs, exams, and all the deliverables that we have. And as I said that we are associated with 50 plus universities across the world, and I would love to quickly introduce you all to GSDC AI Studio, those who have joined us for the first time. So this is the platform where we are providing 100 plus live session monthly, which is led by global experts, where you will be getting 4 daily session, which is 45 minutes of impactful live session and hands-on learning. So this is a platform where you will get the opportunity to learn directly from the AI leaders around the world, and real-time practice, which means you can apply all the concept that you have learned in that particular session, and in case if you have any doubts or question, that will be resolved instantly with the help of our SMS. So this training is aligned with the industry standards for job ready skills. So how you can access to GSDC AI Studio? You can start your learning right away for 14 days completely free, where we are providing 80 plus live session in that particular month, and full access to GSDC AI Studio. The next step that you can opt out for GSDC lifelong membership with $109. With that, you'll be getting lifetime access, 80 plus live session each month, full access to GSDC AI Studio, free GSDC membership, and you'll be getting free access to all our physical events that we often conduct. And along with that, you'll be getting access to our utility tool, LinkedIn Profile Improver. I'll share the link for this as well. And the last step that you can opt out for GSDC certification plus lifetime membership with $100, which is of course limited time offer. With that, you will be getting GSDC certification access, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone project plus AI tools, GSDC Copilot, and assessment tool. So you can get in touch with our learning advisor for more information on this. I'll share the contact details in the chat box shortly. So as I mentioned earlier in my previous slide, that we do have 100 plus certification portfolio, which includes certification on almost all the domains, which is L&D, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. So this certification is specifically designed for all the professionals who wants to upskill themselves or who are looking out to stay industry relevant, right? So you can check our website for more information regarding this certification and other offerings that GSDC has for all of you, and you can get in touch with our learning advisor for more information or any help that you required with this certification program. What all benefits you'll be getting with it? You'll become GSDC member for a lifelong. You'll be getting certificate upgrade. You'll be having free access to all our events, workshop, boot camps, and guess what? You'll be having free access to all our exclusive learning program we have. Along with that, you'll be getting implementation resources, speaker invites, and newsletter. So you can sign up yourself for this certification program. And without any further delay, I would love to introduce our today's speaker, Trevor Wiseman. He is a VP of Technology and AI Governance at Circuit. So he'll be taking us the topic that is the future of generative AI in risk management, how AI can streamline compliance and risk process. So I would love to quickly introduce our today's speaker a little bit more about him. So today we have with us a technology leader who sits right at the intersection of AI, cybersecurity, and enterprise risk. Trevor Wiseman is a seasoned vice president of technology who advises board CEOs and CISOs on how to shape responsible and secure innovation in the age of AI. His work helps organizations scale emerging technologies while staying compliant, resilient, and out of the headlines. We are excited to learn from his experience in aligning technology, security, and governance for high impact business outcomes. Let's give him a warm welcome. Thank you so much, Trevor, for joining today's session. You can have the handover. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Preetam. And thank you to the Global Skills Development Council. Again, my name's Trevor Wiseman, and I'd just like to thank you guys for the opportunity to speak to you today. And thanks for joining this seminar. I'm going to share my screen so we can start into the content. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, I got a thumbs up. That's great. Well, as Preetam said, we're going to talk about the future of generative AI in risk management. What we'll cover today is practical frameworks, one being a global recognized framework called NIST AI RMF. We'll talk about some real-world implementations that I have walked through with companies. We'll then end with what is the impact to your organization. And I have a challenge for you. When you get off this call today, it's first quarter 2026. You have a 90-day challenge I'm going to give you, and I promise you it'll set you for success for the rest of the year. So you may be asking, why does AI risk matter now? AI has been around since, well, actually, generative AI has been around for about a year or two. The concept of AI and language models have been around for years. It got real popular when OpenAI launched, but what we've seen in 2024 and 2025 is an explosion. This technology is a bigger explosion, in my opinion, than when personal computers came out, when the internet came out. This is accelerating faster than any technology that has come out in the past in my lifetime. What it does, it's a great amplifier. And what I mean by that, it'll amplify your great skills and it'll also amplify your bad skills. So it's not discriminative of which it amplifies. So this is why it matters. 86% of enterprise deployed Gen AI in 24 and 25. Yet most lacked comprehensive governance structures to manage associated risk effectively. It's almost like we put the cart before the horse. All these AI companies launched all these great tools and everybody loved them, and they are great. But the problem is we didn't set up any guardrails or governance. You see that in the headlines when ChatGPT or others do not give what you need or give ill will advice. So there needs to be some refinement and governance before you fully implement this into your company, especially when you are regulated, and there's going to be fines attached to that if you do not adhere to certain guardrails. So the regulatory governance that are working on this, you have the EU AI Act. I'm going to speak toward the United States because that's where I'm at. There's a lot of states here in the US, Colorado being one of them, that has built an AI Act. I know my own state in Oklahoma has done the same. It has AI in regulatory documentation in the government that businesses in Oklahoma have to adhere to. Then you've got the Securities Exchange Commission guidelines. They're creating, all these bodies are trying to create a unified compliance mandate that organizations must navigate. We're global, we're worldwide, and it can't be isolated or contained. It needs to be a unified front globally for this to be successful. So here's some hidden risk. And I like to say, these aren't unique to AI. These are human risk. These have been human risk since you started onboarding employees a long time ago. So when I say hidden risk, a lot of these get bad press about AI. But if you think about it, we all have biases. It could be from our upbringing. It can be from our experiences inside corporate world. So who do you think created the AI? Humans. So of course there's going to be some biases. And as I talk today, remember, AI is just a pattern matching tool. You put a prompt in, it's going to look through its model and its database and return you an answer. If it doesn't know an answer, it's going to look through most likely patterns and it's going to give you an answer. It was built to give you an answer. It will not say, I don't know. So that's where hallucinations in that term has been coined. But you know what? Humans have been hallucinating for years. There's a lot of people, if you ask them a question, they will not say, I don't know. They're going to give you an answer. And if they're confident enough, you're going to believe it. Then you've got intellectual property violations, IP violations. You see this in Hollywood. You see this in the music rights. Some actor and actresses have sued because somebody used their name and likeness or their picture with something they didn't say, or they're starting to use their voice. I'm also in cybersecurity. So deep fakes is a real concern as these tools get better and better and better. Then you've got what they call prompt injection attacks. Yes, with every good, there is bad. So there are people that want to disrupt your business. If they find the means, the new attacking, they're not going to encrypt your data, although that's still relevant. But the new way they're shifting is if they can inject bad data into your LLM or inject something that's going to cause harm, that's the new realm. So this threatens your competitive advantage and your organizational reputation. I believe your competitive advantage, you own that. Are you good at what you do? Can you beat your competitive? But once your reputation is gone, I think that's the hardest thing to recover, not your competitive advantage. It's your reputation. We all have pressure. I'm a VP of technology. I've got pressure from the other C-suite executives or a board I work with as I consult. Boards, regulators are adding pressure on us that are advocating for AI. It's got to have guardrails. Customers are increasingly demand transparency. You go shop now on Amazon, it's got AI all through it. What's it capturing from you? The old way in the internet age was cookies. Everybody talked about it downloads a file to your computer, and that's how it tracks you. It doesn't need to do that anymore. It's just watching your patterns. Through modern technologies, it all tracks you. So you show up at a store, it's all connected, and that's how you get served ads. So then, is it audible? You're going to start seeing more audit firms move past just the cybersecurity questionnaire. They're going to start injecting AI audits. How's your data protected? How's your customer service or customer data protected? AI practices with clear accountability is what people want to know. So as they go out there and look at your SOC or they look at your last audit, what's going to be clear accountability in 2026 is, do you have an AI governance actively in your corporation? And it's not a one and done. This is a living, breathing governance that you have to maintain and you have to control, not to stifle innovation, but to make sure you protect, again, your competitive advantage and your organizational reputation. So there's 5 critical AI risk categories that you need to concentrate on to satisfy these regulations. And this is being built into these regulations and these unified fronts. A lot of them aren't different than if you hosted customer data or you took in credit card information in the past, or if you're a storefront. But there's some new terminology in here that's specific to AI. The first one's been around for years, since data has been captured. Data privacy and security, okay? Customer data inadvertently included in prompts. So here's the difference. Now, we're not just worried about data you're capturing if they fill out a form on your website, or if you swipe your credit card in one of those machines at the grocery store. But now we're talking about customer data that your employees may be putting in a prompt in a tool to do maybe analysis, customer competitive data. But where is that data going? Is it in a private LLM that you have purchased and you know the guardrails, you've audited, or are they using a free cloud-based AI agent? So models trained on proprietary data may expose trade secrets. So what do you think the bad actors are going after now? They don't have to break into your firewall anymore, cruise around your network. If you're hosting your stuff in the cloud, or you're hosting your data with one of the enterprise level AI tools, you need to audit their practices. How's my data protected? Who's liable? That's the biggest question. Who's liable if your data gets exposed? Is it you, the company? To the customer, yes. But within your company, is it you, or is the cloud provider where your data is at? You need to ask these questions. Confidential business intelligence to unauthorized parties. Here's your loss of competitive advantage. What if you're a government agency working on a top secret, I don't know, new technology? Another country or another company that's also bidding for that wants access to that intellectual property. It's happened for years. Espionage, people stealing documents. There was a guy here in the US that defected because he leaked stuff. So what this is happening is this is making it easier if you don't put guardrails. So for your HR people and for people that maybe loan processing, banks, bias and discrimination. What's the logarithmic biases embedded in the training data that can perpetrate discrimination in critical business processes? This can include hiring decisions, lending approvals, compliance classifications. What are you getting out of these tools? Is it doing an appropriate risk assessment? Is it telling you you're okay and you're really not, and you're going to get fined because a regulatory agency said no, you don't pass? How about hiring decisions? How many of you are in HR and your company has bought an AI screening tool to screen candidates as they submit resumes? How many of you HR people actually screen the resumes that get kicked out before that automated email goes back to the candidate saying, hey, thanks for your skills, but we've chosen to go with other candidates? Are you auditing that HR system to make sure it's not being biased based on seniority, biased on what it thinks the age of the person is? Or I've seen a lot of job applications voluntarily want your race, where you're at, do you have disabilities? What's being done with all that equal opportunity data? Is your AI building biases? You need to audit. What about lenders? Do you have an AI process that's approving lending documents? Is there any biases of the ones that approve versus disapprove? Remember, AI is nothing but a pattern generating database. That's all it is. It looks really intelligent. It's no different than when the internet came out. You typed a search thing in Google, it went out to Google's database, it returns you an answer. Well, now we have put patterns. Again, biases and discrimination. So that leads me to hallucinations and inaccuracy. AI, believe it or not, can generate false information and compliance recommendations or risk assessments. This can lead to flawed decision-making by your board, your GC, regulatory violations if it doesn't specifically stay in line with the frameworks and the regulatory bodies, up to including your local, state, government, county operation failures. What if you got some bad advice on how to fix a down server or bad advice on how to secure something, and that left a door open for somebody to come in, prompt inject, get your data? So hallucinations and accuracy has to be audited. Intellectual property, we've said it several times. Companies are getting in trouble right now for copyright infringement concerns, model theft, unauthorized content generation, and unclear ownership of AI-generated materials creates legal and competitive risk. So if I go out and I generate an image based on a prompt, and it gives me an image that looks pretty close to a superstar or to a government official, am I liable for an infringement if I use that somewhere else? Absolutely. So I worked with a broadcast company, and that was big in broadcast. You know, when you did a newscast, they always like doing teaser music. Well, they couldn't use certain music unless they had music rights to re-air that soundtrack, or they can get sued by the company that represents that artist. I also have a YouTube channel, and what's interesting is sometimes I use Canva to edit my videos or put some audio in there. I have been dinged on YouTube saying that I infringed something because of the music I used and I need to take the music out or YouTube will take my video down. So I will dispute it, saying I used a paid subscription in a tool that offered that audio up. Now, I've won all my disputes, but I'm more careful now of what audio I use in videos. So you as a company have to do the same thing. In the US, the New York Times is suing some of these AI models and the companies for infringement of scraping data. How do you think these AI companies got so smart? They went out and scraped a bunch of data that's available. Well, do they have the right to let us use it, manipulate it? So you really need to pay attention to who has the rights, and do you have the rights to reuse that image, that video, that likeness? These are really the critical AI risk categories. So we come to 2025. For years, companies, large companies, have huge legal teams. They have people that do internal audits. I worked with a bank, and before the FDIC and the bank regulatories come in, they actually had full-time employees in their internal audit team that would all through the year audit all their business functions. So when the government regulators came in, they knew they were prepared. That takes a lot of people, resources, a lot off the bottom line, especially if you're going to try to do it with all these AI models. How are you going to govern somebody that can go to a web browser? They don't need IT's permission to install anything anymore. It's all cloud-based. You don't know what they're inputting, and you don't know what they're telling you in a meeting or telling your customers about what they found. Is it accurate? Is it compliant? Remember, they're representing you, your company, and your reputation. With AI, it's a tool. So there are modern AI governance platforms that can help you do this. Before I go any further, I'm vendor neutral. I'm not here to represent any of the names that I say. When I put this together and when I worked with Global Skills Development Council on this presentation today, I did some research and I picked one platform that I want to highlight in the time I have today. But again, I'm not a sponsor. I don't get paid by this platform. It's just one tool I found that is based on a globally recognized framework, and I believe it's a good start. But again, with any platform, work with that platform, get your legal involved, get your CISO involved, and really do a deep dive audit during the discovery phase on those 5 risk categories. So, because these tools are going to be in your environment and have access to what's going on in your company. So some key platform categories that you guys need to really talk to these companies before you sign up and download and throw it out in your environment. Responsible AI governance. So if you're going to use an AI tool to have responsible AI governance for yourself, you got to make sure the tool has responsible AI governance. And there are a couple I found. One's called Credo AI, which is the platform we'll highlight and demo today. There's one called Fair Now, and they provide end-to-end compliance management, risk assessments, and audit documentation aligned with the regulatory frameworks. And they even say that in doing my research, I believe they do. But again, I'm not sponsored. It's on you guys to evaluate and assume what your risk is in using tools like this. Real-time monitoring, there's another one called Calypso AI and Monitor. They offer prompt inspection, policy enforcement, usage logging, and anomaly detection for AI systems in production. Credo AI will do the same. Then you have model risk management, dedicated platforms designed specifically for regulated industries, including healthcare, financial services, and insurance sectors. I worked with a group here locally. They're a consulting firm. And what their niche is instead of just being an overall governance provider or an AI consultant that's going to help you set up an LLM and get your platform running, they offer governance and also cybersecurity defense based on niche. So they set up a consortium in our local state of niches. So they'll get all the big companies, their HR niche. They'll have a platform that specifically only deals with HR regulations, defense of PII, and so on. They also have a product called Defender. Really great product. It's cybersecurity, but it's niche based. So the same cybersecurity protections, there's a common foundation for that, but within each responsibility in your company, there may be different protections between HR, finance, sales. Again, the broadcast industry has a news department. Technically, everything they do is either put on a website, a social media app, on TV, on streaming. So all that data is out there. But what you don't want out there is the story you're working on. Who's your leads? Who's your contacts? So as you can see, there's different risk management. So integrated governance risk control, GRC. Traditional governance, risk, and compliance tools are rapidly adding AI native capabilities to existing enterprise platforms. Why is this? Remember, I said AI is great at pattern recognitions. So what if you could have AI do analysis on all the documentation? You'll see later that NIST added 200 plus new items in 2024. Has anybody tried to read the entire NIST manual? Why not use an AI tool that could ingest that, and then you can search or pull out key information that you need to know? You're welcome to read the whole thing, but I advise use a tool that can get you there and have it on hand. So next, we're going to talk about Credo AI. So this is our demo portion. Again, I'm not here sponsoring Credo AI. I do think it's a great tool based on their framework and what they've built this and what this will do for your company. But Credo AI is one of those responsible AI governance platforms that is gaining traction now, and it will be even more prevalent in 2026. My opinion is we're past, is AI real? That's just a new tool. No, it's real. It's here. Businesses are going to really start using it more in 2026. My opinion, 2026 is the year of governance. That is where we're going to end up. I'd love to watch this video at the end of 2026 and see if that prediction comes true, but I feel in my gut it's going to be the year of governance. So the platform, Credo AI, number one, it's an AI risk assessment workflow. Number two, policy enforcement and governance rules. Number three, audit-ready compliance documentation. It will help you watch your environment. It will help you create that documentation when the auditors walk in the door. So you can see on my screenshot here is a dashboard of the executive overview. Your board will love this. Your legal counsel who sits on the board will love this. Your CISO will love this. I want to say one thing too, as we're mentioning titles. AI governance is not a one person, one department, an audit department. This is now part of your business strategy, along with other business strategy. Your governance and your AI implementation is not an IT thing. It's not CISO, CTO, general counsel. This is business strategy now. Think of it as a product. It takes a lot of teams to get a product built, launched, and marketed. So with that, let's walk through the first demo and what it's going to show you. I'll describe it first, and then we'll actually watch a pre-recorded product engineer describe this first part. So with anything, and we'll talk about this when we get to NIST, is you got to map your environment. What AI systems are people using right now? So what this tool helps you do, it helps you do an AI system registration and a risk scoring. So let's throw a scenario on you and think about this scenario as we walk through all three parts of this demo. Your enterprise just onboarded a new ChatGPT. Now, I'm not saying that just because OpenAI, just think of ChatGPT in broad terms. It's an enterprise product. It's not the free, they've paid for it. Based document review tool for your compliance teams, okay? So it is going to have access to every bit of your documentation inside your corporation. Everything HR has, your sales, your corporate has, your finance people. This is a based document review tool for compliance teams, so it needs access to everything. Who wants to keep track of that manually? How many people would you need to keep track of that? Well, here's what this product will do, Credo AI. It'll help you register your AI systems. It'll help you document intended use cases. And yes, before you use AI, what is your use case? What is the why you want to use AI in that department? Your data inputs. How does it get data? Who's the user groups that are authorized? Then what's the business objectives within the governance platform? Where does this AI tool fit in the certain regulatory body within your governance, within your governing body outside your company? Then what this does is it will auto score risk level. The platform automatically evaluates risk level based on high, medium, low, based on NIST criteria. Again, NIST AI RMF is a globally recognized foundation framework that anybody can use regardless of what country they're in. It has regulatory requirements and organization policies. So you can put, as you go through the discovery and as they're implementing this, if you already have governance policies or you have your own policies, everybody has policies, put them in the system and it'll auto score the tool that you're about to put in. It can flag specific risk. Maybe you put a tool in that you're not too familiar with, you kind of have a baseline. Well, it'll help you identify the risk and automation classification decisions. And then who's your mitigation owners? Build a governance team that reviews flagged risk. Again, this is not a help desk thing. This is not IT. They have enough logs and warnings and alerts trying to keep your systems up. This needs to be a totally independent, separate team built of many people in your company that have ownership rights on flagging stuff, assigning specific mitigation, and probably are going to be the people sitting in front of the regulators if something does go wrong. So without further ado, let's watch this quick video from the project engineer at Credo AI, and he'll help describe what we just talked about.
One of the questions I hear most from the enterprises we work with is, how do we govern agents? It's like we just hired 1,000 new employees and now I'm their manager. Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm a product manager at Credo AI. The era of basic AI chatbots is over. Agents are here, and they're letting us realize the true value of AI, when it can make decisions and take actions while accessing your organization's data and tools. But as enterprises deploy more autonomous systems, governance becomes more urgent. How do we know our agents are actually working? Do they have access to data they shouldn't? And are there any new laws related to agents that I need to know about? That's why we're introducing our agent registry. Credo AI has built the most comprehensive AI agent registry designed for the enterprise. It gives you full visibility into every agent deployed across your organization, including any third-party models or other components powering your agents. AI agents introduce novel risks that traditional governance can't address. Leveraging Credo AI's industry-leading governance intelligence library, our platform automatically surfaces curated risks, controls, and emerging policy requirements, so you can spot and address issues before they scale. With built-in workflows and controls, the Credo AI platform operationalizes oversight. You can assign reviewers, enforce mitigation steps, and capture evidence, all without relying on spreadsheets or manual reviews.
Okay, as you saw, it covered those parts that we discussed. You register, you map it out. It helps identify risk based on a database they have. Part 2, policy enforcement, continuous monitoring. Remember what I said at the top of this live event. This is not a one and done. It's not like a DR plan that many have, that they did it, they worked hard on it, and they put it on a shelf in case a disaster happens, right? This takes continuous monitoring. It takes continuous updates and improvements as tools improve, as regulations change. So the second part is real-time monitoring in action. It has data guards. Remember those bumpers I talked about? System automatically blocks prompt containers for customer PII. Well, if you take credit card numbers or any proprietary data before they reach your model. Usage tracking. This is very important to show that you have a usage tracking tool. Comprehensive dashboard displays who is using the tool, what data are they processing, query patterns, and outcome metrics. Then it has an anomaly detection. Remember, we talked about prompt injections. We talked about biases and hallucinations. Again, AI is a pattern recognition entity, if you will, a technology. So what if the patterns get off? So it automatically alerts triggers when usage patterns deviate from approved governance policies or statistical baselines. Statistical baselines, that is your pattern recognition. Remember you uploaded your policies and also built governance policies? Is there any anomalies that's going on based on those baselines? You have a compliance audit trail. Every user interaction, system decision, and policy enforcement action is logged in a way where it can't be overwritten or deleted. I mean, I guess you can get rid of the whole product and database, but that would throw a huge red flag. But it's for regulatory review and forensic analysis. Think about it if you have ever been in a company that was mandated by an e-discovery policy, where everything you did was captured in the back end and logged by your username. And you, yes, you might be able to delete your emails on the front end from your client, but in the back end, it keeps everything. So think about it as an e-discovery tool and an audit trail when those regulators do come in. So let's watch that.
You also get real-time alerts when agents fall out of compliance, whether it's unauthorized behavior, missing documentation, or deployment drift. You're always in control.
I want to notice one thing before I go on. You, the human, is always in control. This may be a tool and it may be doing some lot of automation in the back end and it's got some power, but you as a human are still in control. Remember, this is just a tool. It doesn't replace you. So what you need to do is make sure you stay in control. You need to review these alerts and triggers. Are you getting some false alarms? Don't dismiss it. Audit it. All right, part 3, as I mentioned the word audit, is now we're going to move into audit-ready documentation. Impact assessments. It can auto-generate documentation aligned with NIST AI RMF framework and the EU AI Act requirements and organizational risk management frameworks. So, you know, it doesn't discount some work that you guys may have done that maybe you are further along than companies here in 26. You already have a framework or you already have governance. It can help you combine that with the national regulated frameworks. Risk register, living document of identified risk, implemented mitigations, assignment owners, and remediation. Governance reports, executive summaries for board presentations. I've had to do that for many companies. They want quarterly updates or maybe semi-annual updates on where we at on our protections, our risk, what's our current assessments. This will help you generate those reports. Regulatory alignment, again, it demonstrates compliance with EU, NIST, state regulations. Go out to your state government websites or work with somebody within your state or country and upload those regulations, or see if this tool can go directly out there without you having to upload stuff. Then pertinent industry-specific standards through comprehensive mapping.
At Credo AI, we know governance can't be an afterthought. Our AI agent registry enables enterprise scale.
So I want to stop here and make sure, take a screenshot of this. And I'm sure you can go out and watch this video again, but look how many vendors and cloud providers they already work with. The most common, you got Google, you've got Microsoft, you got AWS, where a lot of your data is being stored. And then over on the right, you have agencies and regulatory bodies that they already have in this tool. And that's why I chose this platform to highlight today.
We integrate with your existing platforms and align to regulations like the EU AI Act, so you can be ready to scale agentic AI with trust. Governance of AI agents starts here. Join the public preview today and help shape the future of trusted AI.
I'll have that link again at the end. So let's get in. That was the demo, 3 parts. And again, I'm not sponsored by the tool, but it is a solid platform if you want to check them out. So let's talk about NIST. Again, it's a global foundation. So I'm not just pertinent to the country I am. This is global. This is the AI RMF one-pager. There's 3 key things you need to do. And one thing I do with companies through either AI committees or working with their governance committee that's already there. You got to map. Understand your organization's context, business objectives, and your AI systems. Again, like I said earlier, 1, identify your AI use cases. Who are your stakeholders? And document your system context. What kind of data do you have that's out there? Measure. This is not a one and done. Assess risks through quantitative metrics, qualitative assessments, and continuous monitoring protocols. So you need to define your risk metrics. There's going to be some global risk metrics, but you are going to have industry specific, and especially if you're a private locally owned company, establish baselines. Remember, you got to have those baselines so it knows how to detect anything outside those baselines. Track your performance. Is that AI tool really creating the efficiencies and the value that you hoped it would? Or is it creating more work for people that it did before? So allocate resource strategy to mitigate, identify risk, and implement controls across the AI lifecycle. This is your management piece. And again, the management piece does not fall solely on your technology team. I have seen that in companies where it's an IT thing. No, it's a company thing. So assign ownership. It doesn't have to be one single owner. And I'll give you a real world example on how we used all 3 of these at a company. Implement controls, monitor mitigation. Is the controls you're putting in being adhered to? So here's my statement here, back all the way into 2024. NIST released 200 plus specific actions addressing generative AI risk, including hallucination protection, bias amplification, and intellectual property concerns. So I worked with a company and they knew AI was out there. They wanted to see how AI could create some efficiencies within their company. So what we did is we started with the map. We sent out a survey. Who's interested in AI and would like to be part of a committee? We formed an AI committee. And we got a lot of responses back. And what we decided is we wanted 2 people from each department. Sales, and this happened to be a broadcast company. So the news department, we wanted HR, we wanted finance, we wanted corporate involved. So the GC joined us. So that was our committee. So what we started this, in fact, this time last year, and we spent about 6 months on this. But again, at the end, I'll show you a 90-day challenge. You can shrink this down into the first quarter. So since it was new, we spent 6 months. We met with departments every week at first, then we moved to bi-weekly. The first thing we had to do is map out. Who knows about AI? What tools are you using? Surprisingly, ChatGPT was the most popular. But what we discovered was some shadow AI that IT was not aware of. Sales had purchased a AI tool and are actually actively using it to help them create proofs when they're in front of customers. Marketing was already using it within the tool they use, Adobe, had already put AI in there. We had a news person in digital that was using ChatGPT, help write headlines. And what was really, I thought it was fascinating and really ingenious is there was a guy that created his own GPT that he shared along the newsroom that helped him write tease titles. All this AI was already occurring in the company. We weren't measuring it, we weren't managing it, and it wasn't governed. So next, measurement. So then we started working with the committee and we started asking those stakeholders that were using these products, how much time did it take before this tool? And how much time does it save you? And through that, we discovered some efficiencies. Overall in the company, we discovered that it's creating about 55% efficiencies company-wide with those that are using this tool. Still had a problem. We had some risk. It wasn't in a centralized location tool or governed. So then through that, we managed it. We successfully worked with our legal counsel, and we successfully created an AI policy out of this. It clearly defined our state regulations, our industry regulations, what tools you're allowed to use, and who to contact if you had questions. We are a really small company, so unfortunately it did fall on legal and the VP of technology, which is fine. If you're a small company, that's who it's going to fall on. But if you're a large corporation, especially global, make it a larger team. So we left that company with a mapped, a measure, and a way to manage it. So what does this bring us to in 2026? We have regulatory mandates and initiatives that are really going to hit us heavy. So EU announced years ago that says, hey, this is our AI Act. Full enforcement is going to start by the end of first quarter 2026. They already stated that. So if you fall under the EU Act, full enforcement this year. And what that means is going to be fines up to 7% global revenue become enforceable. High-risk AI systems require comprehensive document government frameworks by Q1 2026 with mandatory conformity assessments. Here you go. The U.S. federal AI governments. Toward the end of last year, they announced an executive order, more for being the AI competitive advantage for our country, but also with mandates, follow-up initiatives, proposed AI Bill of Rights implementation, and sector-specific frameworks gaining significant regulatory traction across federal agencies. So even our federal government here in the United States is launching executive orders to first protect the government's use of AI, then it's going to roll down to companies. Then you got financial and healthcare mandates, FDIC, OCC, AI government guidelines for banking institutions. How many people want their banking information thrown in some tool haphazardly where people can get access to your financials? Needs guardrails, needs governance. The FDA, software guidance updates requiring real-time monitoring and post-market surveillance for AI medical devices. Yes, AI is creeping into our medical world. Do you want AI giving that doctor a diagnosis on you and it be wrong? He prescribes the wrong drug. Think about some of these implications. No longer are we saying Dr. Google, now it's Dr. AI. So mandatory audit and transparency. The Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, and State Attorney General pushing for comprehensive AI impact assessments and public disclosures, stakeholder communications, and routine business practices. This is not behind closed doors. This is actually going to be on your public filings. It's going to be accessible to the public. Again, 2026 is going to be the year of governance mandates, and you're going to see a lot more news of companies getting fined for not having a mandate and guardrails. Here's the impact. Here's your business value beyond compliance. Everybody thinks policies and compliance puts people in boxes, stifles innovations. But on the contrary, it reduces your risk. It prevents costly data breaches, intellectual property disputes, discrimination lawsuits, and regulatory penalties that can devastate organizations' reputation and financial stability. Basically, it keeps you out of the court of law and keeps you happy with your customers. So your business value, it's a risk reduction, faster adoption, I'm a race car fan. But you know what? Every racetrack I've been to has guardrails to protect the race car driver and also protect the audience so that when the car crashes, it doesn't go flying into the stands. They built in protections. And you know what? Cars going faster now. So it enables safe Gen AI experimentation. You can experiment, build you a lab, make sure it's governed and it doesn't get leaked out. And deployment, empower teams to innovate with confidence, knowing there's governance guardrails to protect the organization. If your development teams are operating within your guardrails and your governance, they can remove the worry of, am I doing something wrong? Am I going to cause harm? And they can go forward and build something that increases your competitive advantage. Operational efficiencies. Remember I mentioned a company we worked with? We discovered 55% efficiencies were gained by AI products. This allows your teams freed up to do more innovative things, to do think tanks, to create new products, because they're not bogged down doing what we used to do manually. So automation reduces manual audit work by 60 to 70%. That's the real realization of some of these AI platforms that help you monitor. Now, there is a difference between AI and automation. Again, do you need AI or you need automation? Now, they can be used both together, but they can also be used separately. AI is a pattern generating program. Automation has been around for years. We worked with a company that automated their production newsroom, robotic cameras, robotic everything. That was automation, not AI. Key takeaways today. AI risk governance, not optional. It is here to stay and you need to get on board. So regulatory mandates combined with stakeholder pressures have transformed governments from competitive advantage. NIST, AI, RMF is your foundation. If you haven't gone out there and at least poked around on the website, which I'll have on the last slide, do so, get your general counsel involved. Governance platforms enable scale. Pick you a platform. It could be Credo AI. It could be another one that maybe you already have. AI tools. Like I mentioned, Credo AI deliver integrated AI governance, combining compliance management, risk assessments, and audit-ready documentation. These tools are going to be powerful, especially for those small, medium businesses where we specialize at the circuit. They don't have the staff or the scale that maybe a larger company would. All right, who's ready for the challenge? Thank you for sticking with me. I've got a few more minutes. Here's your 90-day sprint challenge. Screenshot this. Start today. It's 90 days. It'll cover the first quarter. So let's start with day 1 through 30. Again, if you noticed, take the last word in each of these day sprints. Map, measure, manage. Does that sound familiar? The NIST, AI, RMF. So we created this 90-day sprint challenge. Day 1 through 30, you're going to establish accountability structures and inventory your AI system. Remember, governance team, AI committee, whatever you want to call it. Who owns AI risk decisions? What AI do you actually have running? Not what you know about, but what's in the shadows. You'll hear a term out on the publications called shadow AI. It is real. They don't need IT's permission. You can make them non-admins on a box. They just open their browser. They're on AI. They're putting your data in these web browsers that have AI tools. They don't need your permission. So find out who's using what. Day 3160, now measure it. Assess your risk for your highest priority systems. Biases, security, privacy, reliability, quantify what matters to your business. 61 through 90, manage it. So now you know all this data, you have all this information. Now implement your controls for identified risk. Monitoring, incident response. What happens when something does go wrong? It's going to go wrong. There's going to be accidents. We're human. Even if we have AI, it still comes down to the humans, guys. Mitigation plans. So how do you mitigate something that may happen? So here's your deliverables. If you go through this 90-day sprint at the first quarter, here's what you're going to have. You're going to have a strong AI system inventory. And it's not a one and done. This is a 90-day sprint to get you started. You're going to have to do this on a routine basis. Again, find a platform that will help you. Risk assessments for top 5 AI systems with documented methodologies. You don't have to do your whole company at once. Pick your top 5, but make a mandate that you guys are doing this and no unapproved AI use is allowed without talking to this governance team. Operational controls deployed with measurement baselines. This will establish your baseline. That way, if you use a platform, or maybe you don't use a platform, you have a baseline. So if anything deviates from that baseline, it throws a red flag. That is your 90-day sprint challenge, and that is your 90-day path to success. I'm going to open this up to questions. I do want to say thank you guys so much for spending your morning and your evening with me over this last hour that we've had together. I really do appreciate y'all's time. Here's some resources I've linked here. You can take a screenshot of this. The NIST AI RMF documentation is there. Again, the platform we highlighted today is just one. It's called Credo AI. Here's their website. And then again, regulatory guides. Get familiar with EU AI Act, NIST Gen AI profile. And I'm confident that the Global Skill Development Council has these in their educational tracks. So please make sure you check them out as well. Get certified in this stuff. These are the new skills and roles that are going to make your company successful. Again, my name's Trevor Wiseman, VP Technology and AI Governance. And I just want to say thank you to Freedom and also the Global Skills Development Council allowing me to have this time. I'm going to turn it back over to Freedom, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor. We are really honored to have you today for today's session. Thank you so much for a wonderful session and the demo. I believe this is definitely going to be a very helpful for all the professionals who joined today for the session. So as you mentioned that we are open for Q&A, I would love to request all the participants drop your questions right away in the chat box, as we still have 5 to 10 minutes, I believe, to cover your questions. Though I can see some questions we have already got. Trevor, I'll be reading it for you. So there's question, we have got it from Amruta. How do I can find shadow AI in the organization? Can you please explain it technically?
So what we did with the company is, it was a small company. We only had 450 employees. And when we formed our governance committee or our AI committee, I tasked 2 people from each department to use their team meetings to do, we believed in one-on-one meetings with all their employees, ask questions. Hey, and don't make it punitive. I mean, you're not trying to be the big brother, right? Say, hey, what AI have you used? And if you just do a conversation, you'll find most people will tell you, oh yeah, I've checked out ChatGPT. I'm like, oh yeah, how'd you check out ChatGPT? And maybe they'll tell you something personal. And then you say, well, have you ever used it inside the corporation? We're interested in to find out what tools you're using so we can help build efficiencies for your daily role. So really, it was a lot of conversations face-to-face, leveraging your team members. Remember, don't take this on by yourself. If you are a small company, you may have to, but enlist some help and just do interviews. And also leverage your IT team. They have touch points to every user, either it be helping them with their computer. They notice things. IT is famous for hearing conversations as they walk through the hall. So really, it's just through discovery and a lot of face-to-face conversations.
Wonderfully answered, Trevor. Thank you so much. I can see a lot of amazing responses that we are getting over the chat box for your session. Truly amazing. Thank you so much. We definitely look forward to have more sessions of you in the GSDC. So I can see one question across live. This question is asked by Gregors. What's the fastest way an enterprise can pilot Gen AI in risk or compliance without creating new security exposure?
Great question. Yeah. So how we piloted it, the company was in Office 365 or M365, which has Copilot. Copilot Enterprise License has that auditable trail that is secure. So we bought 21 licenses of Copilot, and we felt comfortable since we already were an Office 365 shop, meaning all of our data was already in the email system or OneDrive. They used Copilot. As a comparative, I actually contacted ChatGPT. You can go out there to OpenAI, and they have an enterprise class system that you can use as compared to Copilot, and it's actually licensed, and they'll let you do a proof of concept. And they'll actually, some of these products will actually allow you to do on-prem, so you can host the data internally. You're just using their tool up front. So I would pick one of those enterprise class. And I'll tell you the truth, a lot of the products being resold right now, I worked with a broadcast company and they rolled in a newsroom. I said it had AI in their newsroom product. Well, what we discovered was it was really ChatGPT Enterprise just being wrapped with software they programmed. So just stay with your enterprise class, especially if you're Google Workspace is another excellent. They're building more AI tools within their enterprise class, which stays protected and is audited. So that's my answer. Stay with the enterprise, Copilot license, Google Workspace, or enterprise class like ChatGPT.
Greatly answered again. Thank you so much, Trevor. Sivom is asking one question to you. Like, do you run a personalized training for learners in AI governance?
I can. If you want to contact me, just let me know what you're looking for. I do, if you go out to my LinkedIn page, I do have a bookings link that you can book a 30-minute introduction call with me, and we can work it that way and figure out what are your needs. And then what I do, I don't have a standard template that I can just copy and saying, here's my rates. What I do is I try to build a program based on your needs. That's the easiest way.
Great, thank you so much, Trevor. This last question I can see over the live, and after that we can proceed with the closing. So the question we have got it from Richard: how can Gen AI realistically reduce audit preparation time without compromising audit integrity?
That's a great question. It goes back to my earlier statement in the live event. Use a platform. So I highlighted Credo AI. Before you use the platform, because again, now you're using an AI system to trust your AI products to, you're going to have to audit that platform. Do they have audit paperwork you can review? Are they backed and tested? So it's no different than if you're going to pick a cloud provider. Like say if you're going to decide, well, we're going to go to Office 365 now or Google Workspace. It's the same audit trail you have to do. You need to read their documentation on how they protect your data. Who's liable is the biggest one. And how do you get your data back? Where's your data? So you've got to do some discovery work before you pick a platform that you can trust to help increase your efficiencies on your compliance.
Great. Thank you so much, Trevor, for answering all the questions so far. I would like to inform participants, if you still have any question for Trevor later on, you can reach out to him over his LinkedIn. I've shared his LinkedIn profile link in the chat box, so feel free to reach out to him. I believe he has a lot of information to share about this session and the topic. So as I mentioned earlier, Trevor, we would definitely would like to have you for another sessions as a speaker. So we are looking forward to have more collaborations with you. Thank you so much. So before I take the handover back of the mic, we would love to hear final thoughts from you for all of us today.
I am going to say two things. Human in the loop. No matter what you do with AI or platform you pick to do your compliance, you're still the human that is the thought leader. Remember, it's just a tool. Secondly, human in the loop. I can't stress that enough. It's just a tool, guys.
Thank you so much, Trevor, for sharing wonderful thoughts with us. I would like to inform participants that I'll be having some good announcement for all of you, so stay connected till the end. And just quickly, I want to show you the challenge slide. If you haven't taken the screenshot yet, I request you all to take the screenshot of the challenge, and please, I encourage you all to please complete the challenge. And you know what to do next, right? You have to complete your challenge, and when you have the output and result ready, you have to make sure that you'll be tagging GSDC and Trevor, so that's how we'll able to track your result and outcome. And guess what, the one of the most creative result that we found will be definitely getting back to that professional with surprise gift from the GSDC. So I'm really excited to see the result for this challenge. So it's a 90-day sprint challenge, right, Trevor? So
Yes.
I encourage every one of you, please do complete it. If you have any question or any doubt on this, you can reach out to Trevor. He is happy to help you all, right? So take the screenshot, and once you're done, do let me know in the chat box so I can further proceed with the more slides.
And also, I may add, when you're doing this 90-day sprint challenge, I'm not a lawyer. I will request, and you'll need to get your general counsel to review any policy or guardrails or governance that you enact out of this 90-day sprint challenge.
Absolutely, that is very important one. Thank you so much for sharing that, Trevor. So I'll be moving forward with the next slide that I informed earlier all of you that I do have some announcements. So this is regarding the today's feature certification. We had a session on. You can opt out for any of the certification that we have in the GSDC: certified AI tool expert, certified agentic AI professional and foundation, generative AI professional and foundation. You can use this promo code, which is AI20, to get an amazing discount, which is 20% off. So all of you must be aware that this certification are globally recognized certification. We do provide the learning resources where you'll be getting a lot of case studies to work on, e-learnings and book of knowledge. These certifications are lifelong learnings, which gives you learning flexibility as well, and you'll be getting chance to connect with our training partner channel and having a lot of opportunity to work on capstone project, which means this is something real-time AI simulation practice. So grab this opportunity, do sign up yourself for this certification program. You'll find all the link certification details in the chat box with the offer code, promo code that I've already shared. And also I would like to make this announcement that GSDC has recently launched this tool. What is this tool is about? So this tool will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skills score. Also, it will help you to build your personal brand, and it also helps to create AI generated resume. This tool is really amazing. We got a lot of amazing feedback from the participants so far. So you can use this AUG100 as a code to get 100% off, which means completely free for our webinar attendees. So check this out. You'll find the utility link in the chat box. And I would love to make this announcement that we are running another webinar series on ISO, where we have industry experts for aligned for this entire series. The series is scheduled from 5th January to 31st January 2026 with a time slot that is 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I request you all to take a note of the time slot that we are running 3 webinars right now. So to avoid the confusion, this is the third webinar we are actually conducting right now on L&D. So this is also scheduled from 5th January to 31st January 2026, and also we have experts aligned for this series as well. So you'll find all the registration link, WhatsApp link in the chat box. If you scroll up little bit, feel free to register yourself, or you can refer your friends or colleagues to these sessions. So we do have these 3 winners, referral winners, who have referred maximum people to our session. Let's congratulate to them for their efforts as referring people to knowledgeable sessions like this. This is something you are taking step ahead and becoming a thoughtful leader, right? So you still have a time to refer maximum people and be winner. So top 3 winners will be featured on the GSDC Wall of Fame, and we'll be getting back to all those winners with the rewards, which is worth $400. So to be winner, you need to earn 50 or more than 50 points. That's how we'll able to get back to you with the rewards. Also, in case if you want to be speaker for our upcoming event as a featured global speaker, feel free to reach out to us. You can write to me directly at preetham@gsdcouncil.org. Share your speaker profile, and I'll make sure that this is getting reviewed, and I'll be getting back to you with the speaker opportunity. You all know that we do have a global platforms like Learning Capsule, webinar, and podcast. So do reach out to us. Also, we would love to connect with you all over social media. You can scan this QR, connect with us over LinkedIn, check our website for more information regarding all the certifications that I've mentioned earlier, and any other offerings that GSDC has for all of you. And also you can track all the upcoming webinars that we have coming months. And also you can connect with us over the WhatsApp group to get daily update on event, webinar, boot camps that we often conduct for all of you on AI. So please do connect with us over WhatsApp group and over the LinkedIn, and please do share your valuable feedback on the Trustpilot and reviews.io. You'll find the link in the chat box. And I appreciate you all for joining today's session. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again all. Until then, take care of yourself. A happy new year and see you. Thank you. Thank you, Trevor. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Preetman.